Hey there, Arkham video game fans, this is Wesatron. Today we're going to be taking a look at DC Collectibles Arkham Origins Series 2 Deathstroke action figure. This figure just started coming out. As I said, Series 2 also has Killer Croc and Firefly and Anarchy in it. So, pretty impressive series overall. I've only got the two, but I'm thinking of also picking up Deadshot whenever I spot him. But yeah, this figure is really, really cool. Now, I will have to say I had to do a little bit of work right out of the box, which, you know, I'm never a fan of. But overall, I would say he is a very solid add. So, let me get some of his accessories out of the way here, and we'll look at some articulation. Now, articulation-wise, we've got a ball-jointed head, which has tilt right and left. Right seems to be a little bit more, hold a little bit more movement. We've got down, which is pretty far. Up, not bad. He could have a little bit more up. But overall, pretty solid head. Swivel hinge shoulder joints. The armor on his shoulder, this part is hard, but up here on the actual collar piece is actually a softer plastic, so it won't hinder articulation much, but arms go out about that far. We've got swivels in the biceps. The hinged elbows get right at 90 degrees, very nice. And we've got swivel hinge wrists here, go in and out, very, very nice. We've got a hinge in the midsection, which has a very nice, there we go, forward motion there. And also pretty nice back, but you'll want to watch out that you don't pop the sword out of its little hole there. I did that on mine and had to super glue it back in. And we've got, interestingly enough, first time that I've seen on a DCC, I think, a ball-jointed waist. So in addition to that hinge, you can see he's got some rotation there. Very, very cool. We've got, I think, ball-jointed as opposed to swivel hinge hips. But they do go forward about that far. They are blocked by the butt pack, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Swivels at the armor point, right at the top of the thigh there, which is cool. We've got double hinged knees. So the first point will get you a nice solid 90 degrees. Your second point will bring you in a little bit closer, but of course is blocked by the armor. So it's good that they still went ahead and give you the double hinge there, just so that you can get a little bit more range out of that, because he's got some very nice ankle joints. Go down about that far. There's about neutral, and then forward about that far. It's not bad. I really wish he had swivels somewhere in the calf here, but beggars can't be choosers. But yeah, very, very, very nicely articulated figure. He will be able to get into a lot of cool poses, which is always great. His joints do seem a little bit loose on some of them, like the hips here. I've even got a little bit of movement here in the right hip. It kind of moves up and down a little bit on its own, which worries me a little, but, you know, it's not too bad. So let's zoom in a little bit and we'll get some look at the detail on this guy. Now up close you can see that Slade is a very impressive looking figure. DCC went very, very far out of their way to make this guy look nice. They sculpted every little scratch and ding and everything on the armor, but they also painted all of these silver marks all over it to really enhance the look of just scuffed up armor, which is really, really cool. They did such a good job. You can see the armor on the belly there, the wrinkles and all of the clothing and on the pouches and everything. Everything looks just perfect. This actually does look like a hardened sheath with bolts on it. Grenades here on the waist piece, on the belt, I guess. We've got nice little clips here. The articulation doesn't really shine through quite a bit. I mean, it actually like moves into the sculpt very, very nicely. But yeah, just outstanding. Right, one peg hole on the right foot. Yeah, really, really nice looking figure. We've got shotgun shells here, even though he doesn't come with a shotgun. But very, very, very cool. On his back, you can see here, he has his sword, which will fit into his hand very easily. Kind of an Arashikage looking thing there going on, but interestingly enough, the sheath actually sets it to where it should do like that, but you can see the paint rub here. That's from me trying to get it to go like that, so I actually have to spin it around the other way and get it to lay in like so, and then it slides right in perfectly fine, which is really odd, I thought. He does have a working holster here. It looks actually kind of like a Serpa holster. Yeah, it's a Serpa holster. So that's pretty cool. To go in it, he has a nice kind of a Desert Eagle. It's got the shape of a desert eagle, maybe a little bit small, more about the size of a Beretta. But it's got a rail on the bottom and on the top, so he could put optics as well as like a light or laser on there. And this is a rubberized holster, so it slides in very smoothly, very cleanly, very nice. And then his only other accessory is his bow staff, which is completely unadorned. It's just got a little bit of design here and there. I mean, there's no like grip or anything on it. It's just a piece of plastic. But it is a nice rigid plastic, so like it will break if you bend it too far, but it also means it'll hold its shape pretty well, so it won't bend very easily, which is always good for characters who have swords and bows and stuff, because a lot of times they do tend to fall apart after time, just kind of bend to their own new shape. And as you see here, Deathstroke fits in very nicely with other 7-inch scale figures, so fits in good with Batman. Batman's just a hair taller than him, even before the ears. But yeah, very, very nice. He's articulated almost on par with Batman. In some ways, he surpasses him. He doesn't have the swivels in the thigh or in the calves, but he does have the ball-jointed waist as opposed to a swivel, which is very cool. Overall, very solid action figure. As I said, he does have a little bit of quality control in terms of his hips feeling a little loose. For some reason, and I've seen other people mention this right hip is a little bit lower set than the left one, so it kind of gives him a natural kind of bounce off of his right hip a little bit. It looks a little strange in certain poses, but for the most part, it's not bad. But yeah, this is a really, really cool action figure. He's made a very strong plastic. He's got a great paint job, great sculpt. Everything is very nice. The only thing I would say to watch out for is the ab hinge. On mine was extremely tight. Like, it must have been caked with paint. I had to boil the upper body to actually get it to work. Luckily, because he does have a ball-jointed waist, you can pop him right apart, no problem, and boil. And then it freed up very, very easily after that. But that's the only major thing that I had to worry about. That's pretty much it for this review. If you have any questions or comments, throw them in the box below, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. And thanks to subscribers and everyone who tuned in. I really appreciate it, guys. Thanks a lot. I'll talk to you later. Bye.